to us. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, some breaking news coming in concerning IndiGo. It has released a press statement announcing that the board has approved of Chief Aviation Advisors LLC, led by Captain John Illson, veteran aviation expert, to conduct an independent review and assessment of the recent operational disruption and the contributing factors related to it. This comes from an IndiGo spokesperson, is what we are learning. In another press statement released by IndiGo, they have announced that it will operate over 2,000 flights on 12 December 2025 as operations continue to stabilize. Over the past 4 days, flights have steadily increased, with all 138 destinations connected and normal on-time performance. On 11 December, the airline operated 1,950 flights with 4 cancellations due to bad weather. Airport partners have been asked to publish updated schedules to avoid any confusion. Anand, my colleague, is joining us on the broadcast to give us more details about this. Anand, if you can hear me?
Yeah.
All right. It's all right. It's good to have a review, but how independent is this review going to be is something that we will look forward to by IndiGo.
Yeah, look, Vinit, the way in which IndiGo today announced that it is going to have one of the expert advisors LLC led by Captain John Illson, one of the veteran air aviation experts. So clearly, this has been approved by the board of the IndiGo to have a complete reassessment of what has happened just few weeks back, the way in which around more than 4,500 flights of the IndiGo was cancelled across the country and stranding lakhs of passengers across several of the airports. So clearly, the board wants to look at how this situation occurred in IndiGo and why the people who were handling the operations of IndiGo, they were unable to understand that such a situation can arise in such circumstances. So clearly, now John Illson, who has been brought in by IndiGo board, he will now look at the situation. He will speak to several of the people in IndiGo who have been managing the operations, and then he will prepare a report, and that report will be submitted with the IndiGo board. So clearly, they will then analyze, and then they can come to a conclusion that what steps they need to take so that in future no such occurrence happens once again. Back to you.
Anand, it's also important to understand that a member of the DGCA or an independent body from the government also needs to be involved in figuring out what actually transpired behind the scenes, when this crisis was unfolding via IndiGo.
Yeah, look, Vinit, as you just mentioned that how the DGCA had responded. We have seen earlier that how DGCA has ordered IndiGo to cut off around 10% of their flight operations on across all the sector routes. So clearly, this is one of the action that the DGCA took on IndiGo, following the criteria that they were supposed to maintain in handling the aircraft, as they had promised to handle more than 400 aircraft, whereas they were not following the same. So clearly, this kind of crew shortage the IndiGo faced. So clearly, the DGCA will also take a look on the entire episode, that how and what led at IndiGo's operation level that such a scenario occurred in the country, where lakhs of passengers were stranded across several of the airports, and how this was unfolding at IndiGo, and what steps that IndiGo had taken at that point of time, and how it failed to understand that this kind of situation can arise in the coming days. So clearly, all these views will be taken into consideration, and even the DGCA will be keeping a very close track of each and every factor, that how IndiGo was not, whether it was ready to comply with the order of the resting that has been issued by the DGCA last year, and then the IndiGo already had more than 1.5 years time, what the opposition parties have also been raising. So all these things will be considered very the way in which the DGCA has been handling this situation, as it has also come under immense pressure from the opposition parties, as they had also questioned the government on the same. Back to you.
Anand, appreciate you joining us. All right, moving on.